What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Passive Money. See, me and Alex, we didn't know which one was going to start talking first. That's why we got confusion. But today we're talking about saving costs on repairs and rental properties. It's a plethora of ways to do it. I mean, you look at YouTube, it's people do it all certain ways. You know, people fully gut and then rehab the whole entire place and then rent it out. Some people already have tenants in there, and things break. And then just depending on what options they choose to use will affect their return on investments, will affect the rental history, will affect the amount of rents that they can get in the property. But today we're going to just talk about things that come up or things that we've seen where or appliance go out or repair need to be made, and just some cost-effective ways to repair those items. With that, Alex, take it over.
Yeah, so I actually have some questions on this. Like, if you are, like, I know you physically manage two of your properties, um, and coming from a background maybe where you don't have extensive knowledge in construction or anything like that, uh, based off of just information you could get online, are there certain jobs where you would just say, I'm not going to try to do that myself, and you would just hire a contractor, or do you try and do everything yourself as the property manager?
It depends. It depends on where it's at. I actually managed three personally myself, two here in Florida, one in Georgia. Uh, and I had the benefit, and always for potential investors out there, when you're using contractors or whatever, make sure you got a contractor that's a heart of a teacher. And what I mean by a heart of a teacher, you heard Dave Ramsey say, different aspects with the heart of a teacher. What I mean by that is, of course, contractors, plumbers, electricians, they're out to make their money. And you want them to make their money, but at a good price to you as, an investor. But what I mean by a heart of a teacher is if it's something that don't need a contractor there to do, if something comes up and they come out there and fix it, once or repair it once, if they can show you what they did, or if they don't mind, you sitting there watching what they did, and it's a simple fix, you know, pick their brain to see what it is that they fix. And some people have the heart of a teacher and be like, hey, you might want to know this, so you don't have me coming back out here doing it, and it's a simple fix for you. I'll do it this time, and then from here on out, you can do it yourself, so you can save money. But things like flooring, nah, I ain't touching. It ain't no way in God's green earth I ain't touching. That's just me. But if you know it, you do it. But that's like one of the big things with contractors. So now, like I said, I was blessed to have contractors that showed me a lot of things. So if a tenant calls me for a property that I manage here in Florida, because it's so close to my house and I can fix it, like I gotta go put up one of those microwaves that go over the stove. Because the one that's in there, she's been there for a while. So the one that's in there went out. What I did, I just went and bought one online, and I'm gonna go put it in myself tomorrow. But besides that, it's if it's way out of my wheelhouse, I fix toilets and stuff like that. If it's like hot water tanks or something crazy like that, I'm not doing that. I'm calling the contractor. And then for Georgia, I've built relationships, and I found a contractor that can go out there and do the work. Have a good relationship with your tenants. Explain to them that, hey, if it's a small issue, I'd rather fix it now before it becomes a big issue. But I talked to a contractor there, and he's willing to go out there, and if something needs to be repaired or updated, like coming up shortly, we're going to replace the flooring in the bathroom, just because it was that vinyl flooring that after it gets old, it shifts around and stuff like that. But we're going to do plank flooring across the bathroom, and that's the only thing that need to be done. And I would call him and have him do that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking the same thing, just basic things, you could fix yourself. But I just wanted to see what your thoughts were from experience. So what
Yeah,
are
it's
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
no, no.
What are some other like I know we had talked about you I believe it was with you. You buy appliances from like a dent and scratch store or something like that where you could get a discount. Uh,
No, it didn't scratch store. It's a secret that a lot of people don't use, or they feel that it's taboo. But if you go into a whole Lowe's or Home Depot or something like that, they have the displays, with the washer, dryer, microwave setups, the display setup. But they all have a row of appliance that may got dented during delivery or something like that. Nothing's wrong with them. If you have a property where, let's say the stove, for instance, and the stove is going to slide in between two cabinets and you're not going to see the side, just because it's dented, Lowe's and Home Depot, they're going to give you a major discount on the retail price of that appliance just because it's dented. It's called scratch and dent. So I'd rather go and do that and pay for one of those and put it in a rental property, because in the end, it's not like I'm living there, and it's not like I'm living there. Let's say that I'm not living there and I'm going to take care of it like it's mine. You're going to have tenants in there. The turnover could be low, the turnover could be high, but just because the dent and the tenant can't see the dent, or I can't see the dent, or their visitors can't see the dent, then there's no point. I mean, I had a time where it was I have condos where the washer and dryer have to stack because the closet is so small. And then I go into Lowe's and I see a washer and dryer set up like that, not the new front loads, but the apartment style appliances.
Right.
And it wasn't in the scratch and dent section, but it was close to it. And then so I asked for a manager who can, authorize pricing or something like that. And then I said, look, this washer and dryer is only going to go, you're only going to sell it to an investor that has, that kind of setup, where call a small closet space. And then I believe they were selling it for about 1,500-1,600 bucks. And then I asked him, I was like, hey, what can you do? And then he came back, he put some stuff in the computer, came back and said he'll sell it to me for 800 bucks. So he sold it to me for 800 bucks. And then of course, this before Lowe's, allow military discounts. I mean, when they still allow military discounts on appliances, then I took it from there and then I got the military discount on the appliance and then I put it in the property. So all in all, the washer and dryer unit that they was trying to sell for, 1,500-1,800 bucks, I got it for 700 and some odd bucks, and it's still working good now. But that's how I go about it instead of going and buying the big high-end display stuff. If I got a high-end property that I'm putting it in, trying to flip it or trying to get, super max rents and going high-end like that, then I would. But I don't invest in the super high-end because, ebbs and flows of the market. People came out this week that we're in a housing recession. You don't want to be, I don't want to be at the high end of the market. I want to be in the mid-level of the market where the people at the higher end, if times get hard, they can come down to the mid level of the market, or the people that sit in the lower end of the market, if they start building up their income, they can move up to the mid market. That's the realm that I play in. So high end appliances and things like that is not something that I need in the investment that I look for.
Cool. I didn't even know you could negotiate prices at retail stores. So that's a good tip.
Yep, you can, especially in the scratch and dent section. You can always call somebody that can adjust some things. Now, if it's on display and it's, one of their store items that, they got the whole display, LG, and they got the washer dryer combo and all that other stuff, it's going to be very hard to negotiate there. But in the scratch and dent section, the appliances still work. Again, it's a scratch on it or it's a dent in it. And people, when they put in those appliances in their home, they see it. Oh no, I'm not doing that. I spent all this money for it. So it's at a deep discounted price, and you can go a long ways buying those products and putting them in your properties instead of going to getting the higher end stuff. But I mean, you have other places there that sell used appliances and things like that. I'm not saying that should be your hallmark space to go, because more than likely you're going to keep going and replacing those items over and over and over again. Before I bought that scratch and dent from Lowe's, I bought one at one of those used appliance places, the washer and dryer, and I put it in 2 different units and from the same place. And the washer and dryer lasted maybe 3 months, and I had to go replace them again because there's no warranty, no nothing. And then I went to Lowe's on both of those condos that I have that I manage myself, and I did the same deal, and I found stackables that met what I was looking for, the price that I was looking for. But going to like those used appliance places, there's no guarantees. You don't know how much wear and tear is on them. But Lowe's and Home Depot or Ace Hardware, something like that, can get you a good deal on lower cost appliance.
Well, with all that being said, guys, if you have any question, leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.